Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I had a request to talk about all the different plants that I've gotten from Hirt and the prices and what I think about Hirt, so I thought I would do that today. Before I get into talking about the individual plants, the prices, things like that, I want to share a little bit more about me, where I live, my experiences buying plants, all of that, so you have a little better idea where I'm coming from. So I live in a small town in Colorado, about 4 or 5 hours away from really any major cities. And I don't really have a lot of options for buying houseplants here, especially if I'm looking for something a little rare, a little unusual. Not really gonna find it here. I have 2 nurseries that are pretty big nurseries, but actually are geared a little more towards outdoors, landscaping. Their houseplant sections are pretty small. And then I've got one of each of kind of the major big box stores, your Lowe's, Home Depot. I've got 2 Walmarts. Again, not great options for buying houseplants. So if I'm looking for something that's a little rare, a little unique, really my only option is to drive or to order online. So that's kind of what led me into ordering a lot of these plants from Hirt, is sometimes that's my only option to get these plants. So without much more further ado, I will get into the specific plants that I've bought, and then I'll finish up with kind of my overall thoughts on Hirt. So I'll start kind of in the order that I bought them. I'll try to grab the prices as I'm showing you. So the first one is my Calathea White Fusion. You can see it's not doing particularly well at the moment, and it was okay when I got it, a little crispy, a little dry. And part of that I think is my own fault. I do live in a very dry climate, so even if I'm running my humidifier all the time, I really struggle to get my humidity high here. And I've just been moving it around trying to find the right spot where I can get that balance of humidity and light. I think I've got it at a point right now where you can see kind of there's a new leaf that's not too bad, not too crispy. So I think I've got it at a point where it's at least surviving and not getting any worse. And I've got a couple of really busy weeks here, so I think I'm just gonna leave it where it's at for right now, and then try to see if there's something I can do to promote a little new growth. So let me know if you want a video about kind of how I'm going to attempt to take care of this diva right here. So the White Fusion from Hirt was $7.99. Like I said, not quite in this condition when I got it. You can see lots of crispy leaves. I will take the blame for a lot of those. It's kind of a diva plant, but they do have it, which is, I know not everybody has the White Fusion right now. The other one I got in that same order was the Hoya. It was supposed to be a Kentiana variegata. Maybe you saw this in my Hoya video, all my different collection of Hoyas. So it was supposed to be variegated, which you can tell it's not. And also, I don't even think it's a Kentiana. I think it's a Shepherdii, which I'm not mad about because the Shepherdii is also a really cool one. I didn't have it before, but not what I ordered, and not even close, not even variegated. So again, kind of a little bit of a miss there from Hirt. It was $9.99. So yeah, you can see not a bad plant, just not what I ordered. So the next thing that I ordered that actually is doing really, really well right now is the Philodendron Micans. One of my favorite plants. I love velvety leaves, and these are such a pretty color and so velvety. So pretty much all this big growth that you can see here is how the plant came, with all the little damage, everything. It wasn't sick, it just had been a little beat up in transit. But a relatively healthy plant, because you can see, look at all this new growth it's been putting out since I got it. I have it in a spot where it's getting medium, maybe low light. So it's doing really, really well. It's a healthy plant, just kind of a little beat up in travel. And this one was $5.99, so I'm pretty happy with that purchase. The next plant that I have is the watermelon Peperomia. I have heard that these don't ship particularly well, so I'm not sure if that's the fault of Hirt or if it's just anywhere that I'd ordered it from, it wouldn't be doing so hot. So you can see lots and lots of damage to these main leaves. It lost a couple leaves right when I got it. But again, a relatively healthy plant. You can see I've got all sorts of, I hope you can see all this new growth right in here. So it's doing well, it's recovering, but it did not arrive in the best condition. And that one was $9.99. The next plant that I've ordered is the Calathea Zebrina. Little baby tiny plant. This one was $4.99. So you can see just a little baby 2-inch pot. It's getting a little bit of crispy edges. Again, I don't know if that was just some trauma from traveling or the dry climate that I live in. I'll have to move it around and see if I can get it a little happier. But you can see hopefully you can see little baby new growth here. So it's staying alive, it's growing, it's doing well. And like I said, that one was $4.99, so not a horrible purchase at the price. The next one, maybe you saw in my Hirt unboxing, is my Peperomia Rosso. So you can see we've got a few little inflorescences here. The leaves are pretty happy and healthy. It needs a good water. But actually it originally came with 2 plants for fullness, and this plant on this side was fully crushed, just started doing not so well, so I pulled that out, and I'm left with this plant, which is doing reasonably well. And for that one I paid $5.99, so again, not a horrible price. Maybe would have expected to get a little fuller, a little healthier plant at a nursery somewhere, but it's got some new growth. It's doing pretty well. The next one that I got, I think, is the best deal that I've gotten on Hirt. Pretty sturdy little plants. This is the Parallel Peperomia. It came 2 for $4.99, and you can see doing really, really well here. Lots of new growth. Didn't really have any significant damage to speak of when it came. Everything was in good order. So this is one of those that I would say I kind of lucked into a good deal, and I got some great plants for a low price. And then the last one that I have is also part of that last haul video. It's my Begonia Maculata, the polka dot or the angel wing. And again, pretty significantly damaged in transit. Like I said before, I've ordered another one that also came pretty damaged, so I'm not sure if that's just the nature of the kind of the delicacy of this plant, that it's not going to ship terribly well anyway. But I wasn't going to find this anywhere in town, at least not anytime soon. And it seems to be putting out some new growth. It's starting to kind of reach for the light where it's at. So I think over time this one will recover and do really, really well. This is by far the most expensive thing I bought on Hirt. This was $24.99, but I think for the size of this plant, it was a reasonable price. I've seen little shoots, little cuttings going for $15 or $20 all on their own. So the fact that this actually has 2 stalks in there, it's a really nice, decent sized plant, even if it's a little damaged, I think that was an okay price for this plant. So my overall thoughts on Hirt. I think it's a good bargain kind of place to buy. I think sometimes they have stuff that you can't really find elsewhere. They might be sold out elsewhere. So if you can grab those kind of more rare plants when they're on there, it can be a good opportunity. Also, like I said, for those of us that live kind of far away, are not going to find things anywhere in town anytime soon and only have the option to order online, again, it might be a really great option. I kind of go into it looking at it as the bargain kind of place, similar to how you would maybe buy a plant off of the clearance rack at a nursery or at a big box store. Maybe not in the best condition, you get a little bit of savings and you nurse it back to health. I'm not sure how much ordering I'll be doing from Hirt in the future. I think it will just kind of depend on if they have a plant that I want, what the price is, and maybe the type of plant. Like I said, the little parallel peperomias shipped really well, and I think that has to do with the fact that they're a little more hardy, a little more sturdy. So maybe it's being more selective with those plants that I'm going to order off of Hirt. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think they could step up their packaging just a little bit, maybe minimize some of that damage in transit. But overall, most of my plants came pretty healthy, right? A little bit of damage, nothing major, and all of them are still alive. So I haven't been majorly disappointed in anything I've bought. Just taking everything with a grain of salt and knowing I'm not going to get that perfect Instagram ready plant from Hirt. I'm gonna have to either order it from a more upscale shop or find it somewhere here in town. So let me know in the comments if you've ever ordered anything from Hirt, what you thought, what your experiences were, and let me know what you thought of this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, all that stuff I'm supposed to say at the end of a YouTube video, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.